Well, good afternoon everybody, and I must apologise, I've not turned a video out lately, but I've had one or two problems. I won't go into them, it's boring. I've had a few days in hospital, so I've not been too good, but we're getting there now. I think we're getting it sorted out. I keep seeing the doctors, I keep moaning about the amount of pills they keep giving me. I'm on 10 tablets a day, so I went to see my doctor and he said, well, we can knock that one on the head, but I want you to take these. So I've ended up coming out of there taking 2 more tablets, so I've gone to 12 tablets a day. So what I bothered with him for, I don't know. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'd like to say all's good in the pond, but it's not. Old Psycho up there, I don't know whether you can see him, bless him. He's not well at all, he just sits there. I'm not quite sure what's up with him, but there's no marks on him, nothing there at all. He's always had the head that looks slightly to the right all the time, so whether he's getting some comeback from that or what, I don't know, but he just sits under there, or just the water drifts around the pond and takes him with it. He's really not very well at all. I'm going to bang some extra air in, but I've got some treatments to do. I'm afraid I've got back and found out I've got bloody just about every parasite going. I'm having a great time. So I'm going to get some treatments in and see where we go from there, see if we can do any good. So I'll see you guys in a bit. With my problems, I missed the good hanging baskets this year, so we didn't come off too well with hanging baskets, but never mind, at least I got a couple, that's all I could get. And the wisteria, I think I've learned how to get flowers on that, so next spring will be really interesting. So we'll see. The old wisteria is growing well. It's actually moved all the way along, up here, through there. Look at this. And it's up here, look. So it ain't after it ain't doing too bad. So it's grown all the way along there. That's a good old run. So all this is brand new. It's just started to get its leaves. Look, this is a new shoot. It's just started shooting. So then we wait and give it the winter trim, which will be a lot easier because all the leaves will be off it then. So the winter pruning is the important one, so I found out. So we've got to make sure we do a proper job on that, and fingers crossed, it's now 4-year-old, we should get some flowers this year. Here's hoping, it'd be nice, but we'll see. It's all trial and error, but yeah, things looking up at the moment. That's the other hanging basket. Like I say, we had some booties, but not this year. Plus I'm not here to look after them and feed them and mess about, but there you go. They're still alive at the minute. We haven't managed to kill them. Well, it's lovely and cool down this end of the pond. Right, what I want to do now, I'm going to nip across and get me sea filter clean out. Okay, so we'll get that up and whip the lid off. Let's have a look. That's not too bad. Now, I was asked about my algae. I did say it was the right, really sort of horrible short stuff. I was asked if it smells. No, it doesn't actually. It sort of smells like grass. You know, new cut grass, it sort of smells like that. So it's not dead algae. It's perfectly alive, but I don't know what it is. It's sloppy, bloody horrible old stuff, eh? Anyway, I'll get this clean out and then we'll be back. Okay, what I've got here is an air pump coming down and across. Now this airline, it is sinking airline, but don't go by sinking airline. It's a total rip-off. This is garage hose, what they use for compressors. So if you had a spray gun, you'd put this on the end of it, or you wanted to pump somebody's tyres up, this is what it would be. You'll find it on eBay, a lot cheaper than sinking airline, and it sinks. That's the good thing about it. Okay, I've had this bit yonked. What I'm doing is just putting extra air in the pond. So I want to stick these in. Sorry if I'm holding the blooming camera, stupid. Right. Going to get these in so we get some air running in the pond, or extra air in the pond. I haven't used them in ages, so it might take a while just to free up and pump more, but that'll help. I'm not putting anything in yet the sun's still on the pond, so we don't want all them ultraviolet rays getting at our treatment. So as soon as the sun's gone off the pond, I shall treat it. It'll be about 4 o'clock, I think, which is about 55 minutes. So I'll see you guys then. The garden's looking quite well this year. It's looking pretty good, although I've not had a lot of time to spend on it. The wife, she had to suffer something traumatic the other day. Let me go down the other end. It might not be quite so bright. The sun's up there, isn't it? Can't see my bloody screen now, but never mind. But yeah, the garden's all looking good. I'm quite pleased with that. Like I say, the wife did have something traumatic the other day. Our mower packed up, so we went out to get a new mower, and I left my card on my desk. So she's had to buy a new mower. Oh, bless her. That's the first garden implement she's ever bought in her entire history. So I think she's got off it pretty well. But yeah, she bought a new garden mower, so what I did, I told her to cut the lawns. It's her mower. Oh dear. And she did, well, she cut the front one, I cut the back one. But yeah, poor old girl had to buy a mower. But there you go. That's where I sit when I sit, or used to sit and have my glass of wine and watch me koi at night. We used to sit up there, but oh, my sun is horrendous. Not moaning, I'm not moaning at the sun. I love the sun. But yeah, we've got some air in the pond now, so as soon as it moves off the pond, we'll get that treatment in. Okay, so we're in the filter house. The first thing I'm going to start with is the formalin and the malachite green. So I'll get a dose in there now with that. Then I shall give them a dose for 3 weeks. I'm going to dose them for 3 weeks. I won't short of them. I really want to get them gone. So they'll get that 3 weeks on the trot, and then we'll have a look at the flukes. So I'll get that mixed up and get it in. Right, so what I'm doing here, I'm just getting ready. I've got my scales out, got the LearnX Pro out. I'm getting ready to mix the LearnX Pro up. So I'm going to get that done, get it measured out for my pond, and then get it mixed. So I'll do all that. You don't want to watch all that, it's boring. I'll get all that done and then be back with you. Okay, what I'm doing here is I've got the LearnX Pro. I've got it in my watering can, and I've given it a good bashing round and stirring up. I usually use, it's a paint stirrer really, but I usually use that if ever I'm doing any treatment, and it mixes it up really well. So I'll put that in there, giving it a good bash in. Now I shall leave it a half hour and then give it another good stir, and then I shall go get it in my pond. So I'll just give that another half hour and be back with you. Okay, as you can see in there, it's nicely mixed up. I'll just put that in there so I can have a look at it. But it looks nicely mixed. But the trouble is now, I've just gone to put it in my pond and the bloody sun's come out full pelt. It was overcast and I thought what a lovely day to do it. But unfortunately the sun's come out and boy it is hot. Don't know what we've got now. It was 33 yesterday. We got 32 today. Love me neck. It is hot here. So there's not a lot of point in putting it in my pond. A lot of these treatments say turn your UV off. Well, if you treat your pond in full sunshine, because mine's got no cover on it, if you treat your pond in full sunshine, then that's like having 5 or 6 UVs on it. So you're wasting your time really. So what I've got to do now is wait until the sun goes off the pond and then I'll get it in, but it's not a lot of point in putting it in at the minute in this full sunlight anyway. Okay, the actual sun has now moved off the pond, so I'll just give this a final stir. Now the other way. As you can see, there's not many bits in there at all, just about gone. Just make sure nothing's settled on the bottom, and it just fits in that watering can. Right, put that away. Excuse me guys. Here we go. No longer any sun on the pond, so we'll get it in slowly. If you look at the water, there's no big lumps or anything floating in it. Come down this end a bit more. I'm going to give my can a good rinse out. Looks pretty good in there. Just give it one more. Okay, that's my dose in. What I shall do now is it'll get half dose tomorrow afternoon when the sun's gone off the pond. If anybody wants to know any details on this, go see Rastacoy, great bloke, good channel as well, and then it'll get another dose in a week's time. So we'll see if we get these pesky flukes. But that's my treatment in, and like I say, another one tomorrow afternoon, and then we'll see how it goes. We'll give it a week. Now I'm not sure whether you noticed, but I'll take you and show you anyway. If you tend to look in the corner, I can't see my screen, that's the trouble. Over here, my RDF. It all went tits up when I was in hospital. Terrible. Oh dear. But my lad, bless him, helped me out. The seal had gone. And the seal is actually, you have to take all the chain, the cogs off, take the drum mesh off, take the drum out. You've got to take the partition wall out to get at the seal, which would have been a nightmare for him. But what I was planning has all gone tits up now. What I was working towards was buying all the bits to turn this into a Growon tank, well, just over half of it, into a big Growon tank. And my idea was to get all the bits, then get it built, and then buy 50 or 100 fry from Japan, the A-grade fry. I wanted 50 or 100, 50 I'd probably have done A-grade koi from Japan. So I'd started working it all out and working out what I wanted to do that. Sleepers and all that sort of thing, box liner, and I actually went out and bought myself a smaller RDF to run it. I bought a UV light, a new UV light, and then all this happened. So what I had to do was grab my old boy, I'll just flick this light on, grab my old boy, say can you help me out, and there it is. So he's a builder but he ain't a plumber, but he's made a terrific job. He's got this in here a treat. I sort of told him what to do and he's really done it. The good thing about it was this had exactly the same fittings, not the same fittings but the same design as mine. So I had two outlets here, I did have two inlets here on it, two inlets and then the outlet. And what we've done, he did most of it, I just sort of steered him in the right direction, and it's brilliant. It's working really well, love it. We did have to play about a bit with it because it was cleaning too often. So what we've done is lift the floor up, lift it up down the bottom. We've put another 1.25 inches under the bottom, and I've lifted the floats as high as they'll go inside. So now it's only triggering about once an hour. let's face it, my pond's not very big, so once an hour should be plenty. And it keeps it nice and clean. It does a good job, I can't deny that. It really does work well. And I've connected this one to the mains water. Instead of having the pump run it, I've got it on mains water, which is a lot easier, and it'll keep the drum clean as well. It'll stop the drum getting any biofilm on it. But yeah, that's what we're at the moment. It's all up there, all connected up. My UV light that I'd got for it, I'm going to have to put on here now, because when he was doing it, or just before he did it, he said, have you felt the lead on your UV light? So I felt it, and it was bloody hot. So we whipped that out quick, and there was about 1.5 inches of water in it. So I've had to take that out. I've not had a UV on it since, but I've been treating, so it didn't matter. But I've got a new UV light, brand new UV light there. I've got it all out to fit, but I didn't get it fitted. So I've got that to get fitted. I'll put that one on it, and I think the amalgam I've got, it all wants new seals. I ain't worried about that. I've got one there, so it looks like the other job is now out the window, because I've got this on here instead of on a Growon Tank. But hey ho, there you go. But then you see, I thought about it, and I thought, well, if anything does happen to me, the wife's got to get rid of all this, because she's no real interest. She won't keep koi, so I'll be leaving her with loads of stuff, which probably isn't fair. So I went off the idea, really. But anyway, we managed to use the stuff. It didn't go to waste. That was a saviour, a big saviour, because I wasn't well enough to start bending over and taking RDFs to bits and things. But there you go. So all that went by the wayside. I've always wanted to do that, actually, get 50 grade A koi out of Japan and grow them on, really. But that's gone by the wayside. But that's life. And like I say, if it would happen to me, I wouldn't want to leave her with all that. Look, she's got enough clearing this pond out. She'll have to sort this out. I've told her what she wants to do is get rid of the koi and then empty it and just fill it up with topsoil and garden it. Make a nice little rock garden or whatever there, wouldn't it? And there we go, all done. I've got the, well, I say all done, that's till the second half dose tomorrow. But I've got the fence back on, because this fence not only acts as a fence, obviously to keep herons and things out, but it also acts as a jump guard. It stops them if they jump, they hit the net and drop back in the water, and it works well for that. The 2 extra air stones are working away like a couple of good ones, so we'll see how we go. I mean, if you look, there's no bits floating in the pond. I don't know whether you guys can see, don't even know if you can see if I get a bit closer, but there's no bits, white bits floating around the pond or anything. That paint stirrer on the drill really does a good job. I did it 2 or 3 times before I actually put it in my pond, over about an hour. It was a bit longer because I had to wait for the sun to go off the pond. Yeah, everybody looks good. Chunky's just had a fly around the pond. It's getting to him, I think. That's why I've put the fence and jump guard back up. If Chunky jumps, you want to look out, because everybody gets wet. Christ, he does move some water. I have to top my pond up if he flicks. Anyway guys, all in, it's just a matter of waiting now, see how we get on. Well, good afternoon guys. I'll come down this end because it's bloody windy today for some reason. No sun, just a lot of wind. But yeah, there we go. I've just put the half dose in, so it's had a full dose, and now the next day it's had the half dose, and then in 4 days time, 3 days time, it'll get another full dose. So it's day 1 it gets a full dose of the LearnX Pro, day 2 it gets a half a dose of the LearnX Pro, and then day 5 it gets another full dose. That's what I'm following, but I am not telling you guys to do that. You do your own thing, do a lot of research, find out what's what, and you go your own way. Do not do as I do. Do your own thing. But I put it in about 10 or 15 minutes ago, and as you can see, it's all gone. Can't see anything in the water. There's no bits. You don't get any bits floating in the water using that paint stirrer. It's a real good tool. Don't know whether you can hear a bit of moaning and groaning in the background, but the fence that this bloody tree's on, this ginormous bloody tree, is the new fence this housing estate's put up is up the bloody tree. So when the tree moves, the fence gives a bloody horrible groan. So what a pain that is. But somewhere along there it's on that fence, and what a pain in the ass that is. You want to hear it when it gets going. It'll get going in a minute. Here it goes. Oh dear, I don't know what they're going to do about that. They're going to send me round the bloody twist. Anyway guys, I'm going to call that it for this one. That's just brought you all hopefully up to date so you know what's going on and where I've been. But as the wind is blowing a hootie, I'm going to call that it. So you all take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and as always, happy ponding.